Hello everybody, today onto the garage. Thought we'd have a little secrets of the XK8, taking advantage of the fact that I've got these silencers off at the moment because I've removed them to fit my stage 1 and 2. I fitted stage 1, I've now removed stage 1 to fit stage 2, and anyway, there's a bit of space up there to do a couple of secrets of the XK8 that are otherwise hard to photograph. So here we are in the left-hand rear wheel arch. And there's normally a silencer here on the standard exhaust system. So much of this is covered up. And there's two secrets I wanted to share with you. One of which is this. And this has confused a lot of people because it appears to have no function. It's not touching anything. It's on rubber mounts. And it's just a really big, heavy weight. And we're actually close to being right when we say it has no function. This is part of the noise, vibration and harshness package, the NVH package on this vehicle. And it's there to change the frequency at which this member oscillates and cut down on some boom from the rear end of the car. And I can't tell you how effective it is. I'm certainly not going to be taking it off and driving it around to see if I can hear any difference, because these are very subtle things. But there's an awful lot of people do tend to suffer with boom when they fit aftermarket exhaust systems. And one of the things to look at before you start covering the interior of your boot with all sorts of quite expensive sound deadening material is that actually in place? On some cars they've been removed because maybe they've had repair work done at the back, somebody's took these off. You look at them all you like, you're not going to be working out what mechanically it's for, and there seems no consequence to refitting it. So off they come and they stay off. So that stops this from resonating at a particular frequency and changes it. It's effectively a damper. I'm going to take this off because I can at the moment, and just give it a clean up so it looks a little bit prettier, which is entirely about me and nothing to do with necessity. If you're wanting to do a similar thing, let's have a look what size I've got on this. This is a 15mm. I have squirted these with penetrant previously and just heaved on them. So it takes a good tug to get them moving, but once they're moving, no problem at all. And it's a captive nut in the chassis member, so you haven't got to worry about stopping the other time side from turning. Whoops, one big washer. Another one. Do remember when you're undoing the second bolt on this, it's heavy. I mean, it's literally a weight. So it's significantly heavier than it looks. There we go. So just two captive nut welded into the chassis. Here's what it looks like taken off. Basically got a metallastic rubber bush in there, steel sleeve, rubber, and then into the weight. Same on the other side with a bolt through it, and on both sides there's a decent sized washer. And that's just to allow that to flex and do its job, which is to take out some of the vibration that would otherwise be imparted to the chassis by various noises and resonance. So, just going to clean it up a bit, and just to reiterate, it serves no purpose whatsoever, cleaning it up, that is, other than I want to. The second one, while we've got the weights out of the way, is that vent there. And there is one of those in either side. And it's the air extract vent for the boot cavity. So basically, when you slam the boot, it doesn't pressurise. That's where the air comes out. It's also what draws the air through from the interior to the outside, or one of the features that does that anyway. Now, on my car, that's fine. A bit dirty, all the rest of it. But that can be the source of ingress of mud and sludge and water into the vehicle, inside the boot cavity, and can rot out this area here on the car. Now my car's in very good condition for its age, but by no means perfect. Excuse the mud, but just been out. You can see that along there. That is caused usually by moisture on the inside coming through. So it's the position of those that does it. So when you have the opportunity, it's a good idea to check that those vents are present. Sometimes they've been knocked out. Again, if repairs have been done on a car in this sort of area, it's quite common to have a bit of welding done. They may have been taken out and never replaced, and just allow too much access for stuff to get in, as well as the intended air to get out. Now, inside the boot or trunk of your car, if you pull back the carpet at the side panel, you have to release the light bulb holder, I should say, as well. Then you can get to this area, and you see I'm not in too bad a shape, but there's a debris and things in here. So this is what we were looking at from the other side. It has a little clip-on cover. If you see these tangs, you just pop that off. And inside there should be a rubber flap, which means that most of the debris doesn't come in. Things can flow past it, but not the other way. If yours doesn't have those flaps, then get ready for some corrosion. If you want to get this vent out, you'll see two rectangular plates sticking out. There's another couple out of sight behind this bracket, but you can feel them. And if you just pull down on the top of that, there's a little barb or tang. There you go. There you go. That means it can push through the hole. You're looking for the same here. Well, looking, you can't see them. Feeling for the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, and that's out. And if they get dislodged, they can fall out this hole and people lose them. Here we are back at the top, having pushed it through from the bottom. Just lift. Oop, can't reach. Lift that out. Have a little look out on the bench. And in that area, say mine's not bad, but even so, it started to get crusty. So that's going to get hoovered out, dried up, and a bit of internal wax put on it. These are the tangs you need to depress to push it out, nice and soft and easy. There's a rubber seal around here. These are these little rubber curtains that should be inside it, and often aren't. See all the rubbish in here that's gathering. And inside the boot cavity, I was able to get at these two clips. There's another two on the bottom. So let's take that off properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the two rubber flaps. And what this should allow is air to come out of the boot this way and blow past, but jet wash, water coming up from the road shouldn't go past them. So if them are missing, it's doing nothing, and you're going to create a swimming pool, and the bottom of the wing area will rot out. You see how much debris got into mine, despite it being completely intact. These are very thin and obviously could be quite delicate because of their age. If they were anything other than very thin, they wouldn't get out of the way when the boot lid is shut and allow the air to escape. And they definitely wouldn't allow the free flow of air from front to rear so that your heater and demister works properly. Now we turn this over, you can see spikes, and they engage with the little holes in these two. Just going to give this a brush out. A little bit of my favourite vinyl and rubber care. Not sponsored by these guys or anything, I just like this stuff. You can use it on so many things. Oops. Just being nice and careful. Probably be fine if I was more vigorous, but I don't want to risk tearing this. So, putting this back together should be a very easy thing to do. Got straight bit, hooks onto all of those spikes and then dangles down inside. Tape the sort of triangular bit, if you like, hooked onto all of its little spikes, and then dangles down inside. And this bit is going to snap on the front, basically make it hinge rather than come back off, and prevent the flaps from coming too far forward. Now turn that over and you see that the vents haven't shut, so get in, push that down. It just stuck up because a bit of damp. There we go. If I blow on that now, opens, blow on the other way, shuts. Should do anyway. So I'll just let this dry out properly and that can go straight back in. I like this stuff. Other things are available, Genolite, rust converter, all that sort of stuff, but this is Built Amber's Hydrate 80. Again, not sponsored, just what I've got and what I'm using. I'm just going to put a little bit in that top. It's all shook up and mixed, and because of the access and I want to get right into the seam, just literally pour a little bit into that area. It'll rust convert stuff whether it's got paint on or not. It's really quite powerful. And then I'll just spray a bit of internal cavity wax over the top once it's dried off. I've done a little bit of protection work above. I'll do a bit of brushing down here, and then what I'm going to do, all the underside area around this bracket, around this cavity, and above where the silencer normally fits, I'm going to spray up with protective wax. That'll be that one, another Built Amber product I've got knocking around. Dynax UB for underbody. Really tough stuff. Not only does it protect, but it inhibits corrosion. So I'll clean all this up and give it a good squirt in this area before my new exhaust go on. And I'll use this one, which is similar but not the same, Dynax S50, to spray the areas inside the boot that I was cleaning up and putting that little bit of rust converter on, just to give that a bit more protection. Other than sticking the weights back on, that is another couple of good secrets of the XK8. We've got the weights, they're harmonic dampers really. We've got the vents, which on some people's cars are missing, and we've got the hidden corrosion spot that is connected to those vents, and they're either inactivity because flaps not moving or complete absence of the vents. Hope you've enjoyed this, guys. I'll see you again real soon on To The Garage. Please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up, please comment, and loving you all. Stay safe. Bye.